Hey guys, today we have Lee Ormrod along for a chat about his experience with Cheltenham Running Club, but more importantly, Lee has just broken his 10K PB in London with a fantastic time. Is that first time under 40 minutes, Lee?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's taken a while.
Yeah. How far does that PB date back to? When was the last time you broke it?
God, I seem to be hovering around the 41s for ages, for 40, and I'd never seem to be able to get any faster than that.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was brilliant. I knew I was on to a good time. Kind of, I hit halfway at 19:30, something like that, and I thought, right, we got to do this again.
It's on.
So
Yeah,
it's on.
I was looking through your Strava and saw your half marathon PB was 2022. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's a completely different event. But I mean, if that was your half marathon PB, any idea when the 10K, the previous one was?
Um,
You can't
can't
remember it.
remember it. No. It's bizarre because 10K it's a funny distance, and you need the right track, you need the right weather, you need to be on it, ready for the pain.
Yep. And
Because
for a runner as experienced as yourself, you've been doing so many races over the years, right? Like when you get to that level, taking off a second or two is like an achievement, right?
Oh God,
Like
yeah,
training, you've got to be
it
pretty
could
good to
be.
get a second off.
Seconds is everything,
Yeah.
And the ironic thing is that we had the storm, we had the wind. Yes, it was a little bit more sheltered back in London, but I was gunning for this sub 40 minutes, and they weren't never going to stop me. Got to mile 4, we had a bit of headwind, and that was the only mile really. There was a slight uphill on it, and I thought, no, I've got this. And then to cross the line, and then think, hang on, have I done the sub 40? Or I knew I was close, and then the time coming through at 39:32. It was phenomenal. It wasn't just by a second. It was done properly.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd really well paced it, to be fair.
I had a look at that too. You certainly did paced it really nice.
So I knew what times I needed. Now I run in miles. Now a lot of the club we do kilometers. I find it easier, and I always think the miles it's easier to judge. Just because it's what I'm used to, and I knew I had to stick to a target speed. The start of the run was quite fast, to be fair. I went out quite conservatively with the first mile. I think it was like a 6:25 or a 6:26. Now it was a 6:25 that I needed, so 6:25 mile is where I needed, and I knew that I felt really good, really strong, so just went with it. The miles were coming quicker, and I thought, yeah, I got this. And it's nice to have it in the bank. If the wheel did fall off towards the end, you kind of hope that you've done enough.
Yeah.
But I kept going, and I've never felt so strong.
Yeah.
On a 10K.
Isn't it the best feeling when you've worked hard, you're hurting, but you've still got something to give at the end.
Yeah.
So and I bet I can imagine that last kilometre where you've got, I assume you had quite a few people around you. It's a London race. It's probably a lot of runners around your ability.
Yeah.
It's like a river, right? Like everyone's gunning it. Were you overtaking people or just sort of matching?
Yeah, I mean, I was running past people, and there was people running past me. Now, there was people passing. There was probably about 2Ks left, and I was getting past. I was passing people. I just wanted to stick to my race. I didn't need to, tuck in. I was I was on cue. I knew what pace I needed, and I thought, well, there was the danger of trying to latch onto someone, and then it could have ruined my race. I think that's what I've probably done in the past. To be fair, I've been led astray. Thought I can hold this pace, you're getting halfway through a race and you think, well, actually, yeah, I've shot myself in the foot here.
Yes, it's very easy to do. It's very easy to think that you can go with someone in the first
So
half.
yeah, so my mindset was I'm running my own race. I've planned this. My training, my strategies that I've done. Um, the club basically has helped me get there. The club, the interval sessions that we've done, the Thursday tempo nights. Admittedly, what I was doing on Thursdays of late prior to this, I was building up my endurance. So rather than treating it as a tempo run, it would be my longer mileage. So running to the medical, and doing our club run together, and then running home, but at a nice conservative pace. So I'd set off. We would run with the 12s, and then I'd have a nice steady jog home. But probably doing, I don't know, anywhere between 7 to 10 miles. Sometimes maybe a little bit more if I was running slower, but I was concentrate on predominantly slowing everything down and just sticking to one speed session a week.
Yep. So how many runs a week have you been doing over the last few months?
So I was predominantly four runs, 5 every other.
Great.
Monday would be a rest day. Tuesday you'd be doing your intervals. Wednesday would be rest day. Thursday would be your long run. Friday I'd go out again and probably do a real slow 5K. Saturday, a nice social run. Just slowing everything down, not getting involved in park runs, because that's where the competition can happen, even though it is just purely for fun. You can't help it. And then Sunday again, with the club. But again, a nice, long, slow run.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. And yeah, I mean, it's something about that adding that fifth session, isn't it? When you can get that in, I mean, it's just a great place to be when you're actually looking forward to going running 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your body's handling it, like the fitness gains that you get from being able to do that volume of running. Well, yeah, it's proofs in the pudding, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Because on your interval sessions, it's not the same. You can't do anything on your own. You need the pack to either pull you along or be the leader, so the leaders can push you, because you think, right, we're going out to do intervals today, so we're going to put ourselves under a lot of stress. So it's nice to have both ends. There are faster runners with me that I like to kind of try and keep up to really push myself, and then we've got the slower but like latch onto me, and the faster runners. So it all works both ways. I'm trying to get faster at intervals, and so are they.
Yeah.
So
So you've joined our high performance group late last year, and obviously the interval structure has changed quite a bit. So doing a lot more fartlek training for the intervals. How's that been going for you?
I think that's it's nice. It's very constructive. A lot of people have positive about it. Really, it's just nice to have the variety and the social aspect of doing such training.
Yeah, yeah. And Pete pushing you along, cracking the whip.
Yeah, he's a good one at doing that. Absolutely.
Excellent, mate. I want to dive a bit deeper, more back into the past, because it hasn't always been rosy for you, has it? I mean, you've done a lot of running in your life, but you've also had some challenges. We mentioned an illness you had probably about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. You've obviously come back from that, which is amazing. But can you talk to us a bit about what put you in that situation in the first place, and how the hell you've got out of it?
Yeah, so probably going back probably just over 12 months now. Had an issue, which was all of a sudden it just felt like everything was a struggle. Just with your daily training. When I started, my heart rate started elevating. I'd begun to hit the wall a lot sooner than what anticipated or what you would normally do. So I went under a few tests, had multiple heart exams. The blood ran the heart, the dye injected, obviously, find out what's happening, what's going on. Yeah, and bizarrely enough, I've got a funny shaped heart. So you imagine being at the gym, you exercise a muscle and it grows. Now your heart doesn't normally grow to the extent of what your rest of your body would grow, so your arms, legs, etc. Mine, on the other hand, decided to just change shape a little bit and lean onto a valve, or an arm, a vein, and that was causing, when I was putting myself or my heart under pressure, strain. There was no really. I couldn't tell you if it was how high my heart rate was beating. It was just under extensive pressure. The heart would obviously swell because it's full of blood, and it would push and cause one of the veins to just narrow down, which was causing me to suffer, basically. It took some getting through, multiple doctor's appointments, pushing, telling them that something's not right, and I was pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually we had, all the science behind the heart to realise that actually you have an issue. It's not going to be life changing. It might not be always there, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to deal with it. Now, what happened is it was just pushing on a vein which was not pumping out enough blood, the oxygen from the heart. It's nothing serious. It wasn't going to cause me a heart attack running or anything like that. All it meant is I couldn't push as hard as I wanted to. That's as simple as it is. So, a shock to the system. I got upset a few times about it because I thought, I was doing really well, and then to sort of plummet downhill quite dramatically, and thinking, am I ever going to run these times again? So changed a lot of stuff, to be fair. I started off not being so strict on myself, is one. You won't believe, every time you enter a race or you're running with your colleagues, even though you're training and stuff, the intensity wasn't there anymore. It was, there was just no fire. It was just a case of, right, I need to build the base. I need to get back to where I want to be, and I'm not going to be doing that if I keep doing what I'm doing. So we started from scratch, implemented different training methods, different strategies when I was running out. Bizarrely enough, it wouldn't always happen during a run. I'd go for a run, and after the run, then I would feel it. It was almost like not a sharp pain, but like a dull ache. Like you could feel it, but it wouldn't stop me from running. But yeah, so we stripped back, and we started from scratch. Now, Cheltenham Running Club has got me where I am today. If it wasn't for what we have now, which are all the training methods that are in place, and all the social talk that you have within the group about how to train, stretch, do this, do that, and making sure everything was good. But to come back from such a low, and even my friends at, I think it was at Cardiff Half at the time, could see the dismay and the disappointment, and probably saw how upset I was, to sort of fall off the wagon like that. But that's what social groups are for, to pick you back up, to train with each other, make you stronger, and achieve goals.
Yeah, fantastic. So you've rebuilt. You've obviously got your volumes back up now. You're enjoying racing again.
Yeah, definitely.
Not so worried about blowing up.
No.
I mean, it must have put fears into you, subconsciously when you are in a race. Fuck,
Yeah,
am I
because
going to be
it's
okay after this, right?
takes your mind off what you should be concentrating on when you're running. Because you can feel these little aches, and you're conscious then that, oh God, yeah, I can feel that. It's when really you should be focused on your posture, your breathing. You know, it's weird. It's Running is weird because you do think about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And a lot of it does fall out the window sometimes when you are running or racing or training. How is my stride? How is my posture? Am I breathing too much?
yeah,
It's little things which are little keys to give you a better run or a better race.
yeah. There's just hundreds of decisions that you make in a race. If you ask a footballer, they'll say, "What? Running's not interesting. There's nothing. It's all predetermined before the
Yeah,
race even starts. Who's the fittest?" And it's like, no, there are so many decisions that you have to make in a race. Whether to increase your speed, whether to decrease, whether to tag on to someone, and draft, or whether to, just hold back and run your own pace. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
and those decisions you have to ask yourself over and over, and as you say, technique, do you notice when your posture starts to fail, and do you have the energy levels remaining to actually correct it?
Yeah, to straighten
So
yourself up.
yeah, right. No, running is a fantastic sport. And and having you in the club is fantastic, mate. Runner representative for the club, ever present at club runs, really positive influence on everyone. It's been fantastic, and that's really shown. When you put your result in the WhatsApp group, the amount of congrats you got from the guys just shows.
Yeah, the kudos. Everybody wants to see everybody achieve at the club, and that's what I like. There's always people striving to achieve goals. And it's fantastic.
That's it. All right, mate. Well, anything else you wanted to talk through before we wrap up today?
I've got another Chester 10K to run on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh God.
So I'm going out to beat
Oh
my
yeah.
previous PB. Yeah.
Nice. Take us through the
So
plan. Come on, take us through the plan. How are you going to do that?
so yeah, I mean I've been training obviously hard to race at the moment for 10Ks. So I've got a few 10Ks under my sleeve, which I'm busting for. Now this week is predominantly taper, so I won't be doing intervals at all this week. I don't want to do any fast stuff that's gonna you know predominantly make my legs tired or chance of straining or pulling something. So Tuesdays, so I'll be doing a I don't know a, a 5 mile, probably 10K, really slow run tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yep.
Thursday I'll be at the club run, but I'll probably run there and run back. So that'll be kind of, I don't know, 7 miles again, but slightly quicker pace than what I would probably run Tuesdays. We're talking, 12s, and then that'll be my last run. I will not do any more running then till Sunday. So, and that's what's given me rest is key. You do all your training, making sure you've got it in the bag, and just relax, rest yourself. Go out for a walk Saturday because I'm staying down in Chester. So I'll go out for a little stroll, couple-mile walk, do a bit of sightseeing. But just keep my legs moving, but nothing running, nothing running. And Sunday will be a case of making sure you got the right fuel on board. Obviously, this starts from a couple of days before, so there will be a little bit of pasta involved. But the morning of the race, it'll be a case of porridge oats is what I had on the London 10K. So it'll be a bowl of porridge oats, an energy gel, probably 5 minutes before the start, because I want that to kick in at a later date. I don't need it for the start. You've already got your fueling, you're hyped up anyway. You want your gel to just kick in halfway through. I won't be taking any other gels on the run. I didn't when I done London. It just adds a bit more faff, because you don't want to be carrying anything that you don't want to. You don't want to be sort of looking down, trying to tear the gel or anything like that. You just got to make sure you're hydrated, you're fueled, ready to go. 6 miles or 10K is an adequate distance, really, that you don't need any fuel and drinking. It should already be in the bag.
Yeah, perfect. Do a warm up.
Do a nice warm up, yeah. So that be involved with a few reps, a few strides, getting quicker towards the end, making sure that our heart is at a rate that you want it quite high. To be fair, before the start, making sure the oxygen's pumping around your body, and then lights out and away we go again.
Brilliant. And you know what pace you're going to target for the first half?
The ironic thing is, I possibly could have given. Maybe I could have gone a little bit quicker at London if it wasn't for the headwind.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why I probably couldn't, a 6:20 pace per minute per mile.
Because what was the average, sorry? What was the average? 6 what?
Oh, I don't know what the average was.
Yeah. But it was a negative split, wasn't it? It was a decent negative split. So there is potential if you were just to increase speed a little bit, not too much, but
no, not too much. Because that's the danger.
Yeah. But it maybe means that you don't have to finish as fast, right?
The benefit is with Chester is it's an out and back, more or less.
Okay.
Different start and finishes. You run out and then you do a loop and then you run back on yourself, basically. I think that will benefit the run. Psychologically, you can gauge how close you are. And you know what to expect. You know what you've just ran, so you know what's coming. So you think, well, actually, I ran out this way, so I know what I got to run into. So that should give you a bit of a positive.
Absolutely. It's like
I'd never ran the London 10K, so I was running. I didn't, I've not run Chester before, but Chester's supposed to be a nice flat course.
Yeah.
So
cool.
All full steam ahead.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, good luck, mate. I'm sure you'll smash it. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, you're welcome.
We'll see you tomorrow night or Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
All right. Cheers,
Great
Lee.
stuff. Cheers, Connor. Bye-bye.
Wait. All right.